Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people, and welcome back to Cities Skylines II. There was an update to the game, and as soon as I loaded the save from last time, I haven't done anything. Uh, we hit Big City, so cool. Not bad. This is one of the reasons why I don't like the XP thing. Like, a big city does not 25,000 people. It's a big town. But that's not a big city. I think that milestones should still be tied to population. I mean, I could spam a bunch of stuff, or I could just sit here and let the game run forever and get Megapolis at 25,000 people. Needs to change. It's a neat idea, but it's not. It doesn't work. So we're gonna make some big changes to the city. We have a traffic jam. Why? Oh, because there's a lot of cars. But we're gonna make some very large changes here to the city. Things that I think are pretty much necessary, but I am gonna go ahead and address this traffic jam while I'm looking at it. I don't believe we need stoplights there. I think a stop sign or yield sign for this side will be sufficient, and let this side just move. I mean, that's just a local road, so it doesn't really need it. One thing that I want to look at real quick is what has been dubbed potato mode by a lot of people, and we often see it here. Okay, so yeah, it's still happening, even though the patch notes said that it won't. But thanks to City Planner Plays, there's a way to deal with this. You just go in here and you can kind of see it already in the background. Just kind of, I really thought I had those set to medium. Did I really have them set to high? We're gonna set them to medium, and then set them back to high. There we go. And then we're gonna come out of here and we're gonna resume. And oh dear, oh my. Well, that's not a fix at all. This worked when I play tested it. Okay, well let's let's deal with that. Let's maybe go to medium here and see if things will chill out just a bit. Yeah, are we better, game? It looks like we're better. But anyways, if you just make that change, it tends to stay okay. I mean, we're sitting here staring at this. We can zoom out, and the stadium or the track and field was always like our biggest offender. The one that would always force potato mode, and it's fine. So yeah, it's not really been fixed in the patch notes. What I just did is a workaround. That is not fixed, but I'm sure they'll get there. So what I want to do is, I believe it was in the last video, we were investigating the fact that our forestry had all but died. And I thought it was because they had depleted the wood out of the trees. I was wrong. And this is what we're looking at here. There is a huge amount of air pollution right here. Like if we look at these trees, 0. If we come over here, 0. Coming down to here, like around the edge of it, 9. Come over here where it's a little bit more blue, 131. It's pollution. All this air pollution has killed our trees. On top of that, we've got air pollution going over to our farms and this residential neighborhood. So we are going to do some big changes. I think it's just necessary. The first thing I want to do, though, is make sure that that is the view I wanted. Can I have that back? Yeah, I want that view. There we go. I want to get rid of the bus lines that go through these areas. So that's going to be this one. And then I want to come over here and get rid of this red one. And then I want to get rid of, oh gosh, there's a couple of them over here. So I want to get rid of the green one. That's that one. Yep. Are we going to have any bus lines left in town? And then this one is our orange one. The reason we're getting rid of the bus lines is because we're about to delete the majority of everything in these 2 areas here. Actually, these 3 areas here, here, and here. Not ideal, but and definitely not, the most realistic thing in the world to do, but this is a video game, and it's okay to go through and make big changes. It's just fine. I don't know why that didn't delete that road. I probably let go of the mouse button at the wrong time. We're just going to go through and delete all of these roads, and that should cause a lot of the buildings to go away. The buildings that don't go away, we will manually delete them. So let's get all these roads out of here. And that was taking a sledgehammer to the town. Just absolute sledgehammer. I did pause because I want to get this back in real quick so that we have access for the water here. That's the only thing that I'm really going to restore at this point. And then we're going to go through and get rid of other buildings that we have built, like the school. It's going to... Oh, you can't just hit enter like you used to be able to in Cities Skylines 1. That's fine. But yeah, we're going to get rid of all the buildings that we placed. Okay, I guess that wasn't one that we placed. I think everything else is stuff that's zoned on its own. I love that some people are rebuilding less. So we'll solve that problem. We will grab the marquee selection and go all the way to there. And you know what? We're gonna get rid of all this too. We're gonna make some big changes in this whole area, and it's gonna require this stuff to go away anyway. They wouldn't want to live here after what we're gonna do, so let's just fix it now. There we go. That should have dezoned everything there, and then over here we will do the same thing. We will just dezone all of that, just to be sure that it really, really, truly goes away. So let's check our road here real quick to see if it's really 90 degrees to the road it curves off of. And, well, that didn't work because I was hoping it would give me a grid there. It's broken up there, but I can deal with it being broken up there. I just want to get a nice grid here. If I go right like that, I really don't want to convert that. Too late, I already did. Alright, so we'll test it elsewhere. Let's go right here. And see, and hopefully it's going to do the same thing. But, yeah, so I don't think that these are really quite 90 to each other. I think I tried to get this curve to be 90, so we're just going to delete that as well. And honestly, we're going to delete all of this. We're going to get rid of all this industry over here, the farms, everything. So we're going to delete a few more roads and the farms, and then we will take a look at what the plan is to do this the way I should have done it to begin with. All right, since we have all this pollution over here, these trees, and I've tested this, even after the pollution's gone, they don't regrow properly. So we're just gonna deal with it. We're just gonna take care of it. We're gonna bump our brush strength up to 100. We're going to deselect the remove only matching type thing, and we're gonna bring our brush size up pretty big. And we're gonna click the wrong button. I meant to right click and I left clicked. And we are just gonna remove all of these trees. Just wholesale gone. Most of them were polluted, and the ones that weren't, oh well, it's fine. We can replant trees. The thing is, I already know that before I can redevelop the land that we were just using as industry, it's going to take about 2 hours of just letting the game run for that pollution to fade. Okay, that just brush just decided that it didn't want to work anymore. That was cool. It just kind of vanished. So yeah, let me get rid of all of these trees. And actually, we'll probably just get rid of this side and then get started on some industry things here. But before I do that, I want to fix our key wall. Looks like I missed just a couple. Those don't really matter all that much. And I missed pathway? What is that? Whatever it is, I can't click it. It's not underground. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what that is. It's just an artifact of some sort. So let's fix our key wall road here. And to do that, I'm going to need to go back into terrain tools. Get a fairly small brush size here. And grab this level here. And bring this up to about the midpoint of the road, just where the yellow line is. And then I need to grab another point that is just barely out of the water. It's like right there. Right click, and then bring that right here. And I should, fingers crossed, be able to draw this back in now. Let's turn that off. There we go. Yeah, if I go there, it says in water, but if I go there, it's happy. Cool. I also want to get rid of the grass and instead replace it with a wide sidewalk. This is going to be an industrial park, so I'd like it to look a little more, well, industrial. So that's what we're going to go for. And then we're going to, just for now, bring local roads up off of this. I'm just going to bring it back. Let me look at my terrain here. I'm going to bring it back a fair distance. And find my 90. There it is. And then just drop that right there. And cool. That is now nice and squared off. Then I want to come back in over here. And I just want to get a general idea of where we're going to connect here. I'd like this to kind of be a through movement for the most part, but then join up with this as it comes through. Though there's probably going to be another collector coming up this way. This is still going to wrap around as a collector, but we're going to do something very different with it. But for now, we know where that's going to be. And you know, actually, I'm gonna change my mind here. I want to bring this road in this way, and if I'm going to turn my guidelines on just for a moment, I want to see about how far away I can get away with. So, roughly 728 before I have to turn. So if I go like just a little under 700, that will give me what we're looking for. So let's see, we've got 704. Let's back that to 680 right there. And then I don't know what's right there that's causing that. Oh, I know what's right there. It's causing not to want to build. And then we will bring this out a little bit farther. And then we will make just a nice simple curve right here using our guideline. And that should connect lovely. Yeah? Did that make a weird right there on that corner? Kind of looked like it did, but no, I guess it's fine. What are you? Are you one of those? Yeah, you're one of those. We're just gonna... I don't know what those are all about. Look at all the people still walking back from where I deleted all those houses. Wow. They're just out, hanging out. What is it? Can I not click on you? Do they not exist? Hello? I can't click on a single one of them. Maybe you want to see them, we can. Anyways, so let us now investigate what we're going to do to restore all of the connectivity that we just destroyed. First things first, I want a road that kind of mirrors this one, but not exactly mirror. But I want to bring this in right here. I don't want to do it straight. There we go. And then I want to do kind of the same thing coming down this way, but it looks like I went a little too close there. So let's try that again. So yeah, I want to come back down this way, and let's go, so 112, let's go 224 here, and then come back across at a 90, and then that should give me roughly the same down here. Not exactly, but close. I can deal with a little bit of difference between the two. Cool. And then we're going to start moving buildings over here. So the first thing first, we need to get our landfill, and I think we will go. I think we'll go right here with it, or maybe here. I like the way that fits. That's not bad. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work fine. So we're going to go with our landfill here. And then we're going to draw in a new area for that. Maybe. Hello? No? Are you going to let me? There we go. Bring that one up to there. And bring this one over to the road. And then we're going to bring this one up. Oh, that's too long. Okay, so not a very big landfill. So we may get rid of this road right here then. And do something a little bit different right here. So back into this. And continue bringing this over. So that's as big as we're going to get right there. We will not get any larger than that. So that's fine. And we'll bring this down. And we'll bring that right there. Making sure we're making nice 90s everywhere. We're not making nice 90s everywhere. We're making a weird angle there. There we go. Cool. And that should suffice. So now when I moved that, we had a hazardous waste. Is that what that is still, right? I believe so. I can't quite tell. Yeah, cool. So that moved. That came with us. Good. So how long did we make this? I don't remember. This was 384. I really want to go like 3 segments here. Oh, that works out really well. Look at that. Oh, not quite. Not quite. So let's leave just a bit of separation here to the landfill. Just a small amount. And then I'm going to try to get connected. Oh, I got connected to the key wall. No problem this time. Awesome. And then we'll bring that right on through. And then down here, don't need that. What I'd like to move over here would be the recycling center. So that waste management is kind of all just like there in its own little corridor. So what are they complaining about? Not enough electricity. You should have plenty of electricity. Oh, I know what's wrong. I know exactly what's wrong. We need to also, we're going to pause one more time. We're going to bring our substation over here somewhere. Let's see if we can't pop it in right here in this corner. Oh, it does not want to go the direction I want it to go. Come on. Let's turn snapping off, rotate this around. Yeah, I can get it to fit in there. Right. Let's back it off the road a little bit, actually, since it will connect. I think that'll look nice. Come on. There we go. Cool. And then for our power, we're going to sever this. And then we're going to jump underground. And we're going to sever this whole thing that we did here. And then we are going to grab this. So let's get rid of this. Oh, I don't know how I did that. We're going to grab that. And we're now going to connect. Bring that underground. Grab that. And we're just going to go straight over. Just, you know, a buried power cable right through the middle of everybody's neighborhood. And I'm going to be okay with it. And then we're going to run back to here and connect in right there. Cool. That gets that reconnected. And now, are you really going to complain about no road access? You looked like you were fine. All right, fine. So, will that work? Yeah, but now I bet the power's not connected anymore. Maybe. Let's just get rid of a little segment just to be sure. I'd rather be safe than sorry on that. There we go. Cool. Now it is for sure connected. And it's happy with the road. Let's get out of underground mode. Cool. And then what else do we have over here? We have the firefighters. We've got the road maintenance depot. We've got a police station. You know what? We will bring the police station and fire station over. Then we have a bus depot. And we have a park maintenance depot. And, of course, our radio mast. So we will bring that radio mast on over. I think that industry would be very happy. Let's turn snapping back on. But I think industry would be very happy to have some connectivity. So we're going to put that right here on this corner, just right. Or if I bring it down, yeah, let's go here. And that way it'll cover all the way up to that hill pretty well. And then we just need to think about road maintenance, the city services, the depots, and all of that good stuff. But I now want to come through and kind of find a grid for an industrial park. And we're going to deviate from what we have there. And then hopefully this doesn't break too bad when I come across this way. So we're just going to go big on grid here. Okay, so far so good. This side road, not the greatest, but I can live with a little bit of disruption over there because we are going to put some offices over there anyway, so it'll be fine. So this is wanting to do a strange thing here. Like, it's not wanting to go where I really want it. So I think that is the zone grid throwing me off, no? Yeah, it's wanting to come out clearly at an angle. Also, I did not get this one close enough, apparently. Thought I had. So let's bring that all the way over to there. Yeah, okay, that's better now. I'm not sure what that was about. Yeah, you can see, like, this isn't wanting to snap exactly where this grid is. So let's see. Is that the one I want? Yeah, and then if I do zone grid, there we go. There it is. This is what we want right here. And I'm going to bring that down all the way to here for now. We won't keep it that way, though. Not for very long, anyway. And then, since we have 6 here, I kind of want to come 6 back again. So I'm going to put that road right there. And bring this up, and then this will tell me now where we're going to terminate this little stub. Cool. And I don't think we need a connection through to the collector right there, but we will need at least one more than that one. Actually, we probably would want to get rid... Oh, that's not connected, so okay. We can connect here. Cool. I was about to say, I don't really want them too close together, but we'll be all right. We are fine right here. Now that broke some things, so I'm gonna try again because I don't like it when they break. So let's turn our zone length back on. Leave everything but guidelines off. There we go. That looks much better. And now this is a distance of 400. So if I come out 200, that would be where I want this road to come through. Let's go to 90, please. We've got a 90 somewhere here. Thank you. And then same thing there. And then we will make one more connection up to there. And then I'll get rid of that. And this is going to be our new industrial/office park. So let's move some of these uses over here. One thing I would like to do before I do that, though, is I want the firefighting helicopter depot to kind of be probably right off this road. And then this will be the road that leads back to our industry as well. So let's bring that over here and give it a good amount of separation, because what I think I'd like to do is have the fire department right next to it. I think that kind of makes sense. Yeah. I mean, it's not a big fire department, but I think it makes sense to have those two together. And then we can bring the police station in and have it coming in off of this side road as well. This may wind up functioning as a collector. In fact, it probably will wind up functioning as a collector, but we'll deal with that if it happens. And then our bus depot, let's put one right here, and then we need to get the other one over here as well. Let's bring that one down to like here, just to have them a little separated from each other. And then we just have our road maintenance depot. We will drop that in right there, and our park maintenance depot, which I think we will just throw down right. Let's move that over like this way. No, actually, I've got a plan for that area over there. So yeah, right about there. And then what's remaining here? We've got an outdoor gym. It can go away. We've got a shelter. It can go away. And we've got another park that can go away. Why doesn't it stay in bulldozer after you bulldoze? Isn't that weird? Cool. So the next thing I want to do is get rid of, while we've got this big empty spot, I want to get rid of this grade on this road. We've got another shelter here. Let's just reorient this one. That's odd. It wants to, okay, now it's happy to go alongside the road. There we go. Put that right on that corner. Awesome. Cool. We're still getting electricity bottleneck problems that I don't really understand. We shouldn't, because we have two different... Oh, wait, hold on. I think... No, I connected that off the right line. Yeah, I've got two separate lines that are going out from our power plant. And then this is connecting to here. So yeah, we really shouldn't have any bottlenecks. It may... Yeah, I wonder if it's because I bumped that just a little ways away from the road. I wonder if it's not happy because of that. Hard to say. Anyway, let's get to zoning, because what we've done is create 32% unemployment. We are making tons of money, though, and I don't really understand why. I didn't change anything, and I just got rid of a lot of residential and all that. Yeah, before I fix that road, let's get some zoning going on over here. So up against this road right here, I want to bring in offices. All of this as office. And that'll create kind of a... I mean, I know they're not very tall buildings, but it will create a little bit of a buffer between the industry that's going to wind up happening over here. And then the rest of this is going to be industrial, though I'd kind of like to have a bigger industrial area, but we will have eventually. I don't know if we're going to get to it today, but we are going to do some things over here as well. By the way, now that we've got all that cleared out, this is the pollution that's going to take 2 hours to get rid of. And that's the game running at full speed. I have tested it with it running at 8 times speed, and it doesn't seem to make it go away any faster. It's kind of weird the way it actually starts fading. Like, there'll be like this weird little dip that cuts into here. We may do a little bit of a time lapse of some of it going away. But I don't want to sit here and just record staring at my screen for 2 hours, because, gosh, I'd have to speed that up 5,000% to make that fit within like a minute. But anyways, we are going to do some parking over here, as well as a bunch of industrial. So let's not put the parking lot like right next to the dump. That'd be rude. I wouldn't want to go to work there. But we are going to start, and we're going to be a little more intentional with our zoning. Instead of just spamming it down, I want to make this look a little nicer. So I think 6x6 is the biggest building. Yeah. So we're going to do like a 6x6 there, and then we're going to come in with our first parking lot. Don't worry, we're not going to do like a parking lot between every set of buildings, because that would just be silly. So that'll leave me some separation. So actually, we're going to... Oh, that was 2 buildings. I didn't want 2 buildings there. We're going to try that again. That should have been, with 6x6, that should have just been 1 building. So go back 6. That's 6, yeah. And then over 6. Yeah, that's just 1 building now. Okay, cool. And then do the same thing here. And then that parking lot should fit beautifully. Yeah, right between them. And then around on that back side, let's get out of this view. That is just horrendous. I really should download the mods that are out for the game, because there are mods. Back here, we will do a couple slightly large ones on the side. And then we'll bring this back. Let's see, what do I have here? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So let's do a 4 there and a 4 there. And then we'll leave some separation for like a path to come through here. Cool. And then we just want to kind of get in a few larger sections of land here and there, mixed in with some smaller ones. And then also in some of these areas, like right here, this would be a great place to do it. In between these would be to come in with an office building and kind of mix up our uses a little bit and make that all look pretty fantastic with some just diversity but also not crowding everything, making it look like each industry has some room to expand in the future should they desire to. So I'm going to get all the zoning done, and then we will pick it up from there. And for now, that's going to get us started on our replacement industry area. We've moved unemployment about 7%, 8%. So I want to get rid of the trees that are over here now because they're mostly dead. They're dead. Get rid of all of that, and I do mean all of it. We are going to reestablish the quarry, the farms, and the forestry industry, though the quarry may wind up going elsewhere. The farms may wind up going elsewhere either. We may just do forestry back here. We'll have to look and see how it develops. I haven't gone through and done much in my testing other than making sure everything that I want to do over here will fit and then it makes sense and all that. Leaving a big empty space around the landfill. We're going to try to hide it a little bit. Even though the trees will die, we're still going to try to hide it a bit just from view and make that a little bit better. So the next thing I want to do while we're waiting on pollution to go away is I'm going to pause. So I'm going to sever this collector all the way back to the bridge. And then I'm going to come through with my train tool, and we are going to completely obliterate some terrain here. We're going to flatten this out. I know we're not going to get rid of this big hill over here. We're going to get rid of the dips and valleys on this side. I don't like them. So what I want to do is start with a very small brush and go right here and wait for the game to autosave. Clear out just a little room for myself here around the edge, and then the rest of it should be a bit easier to manipulate. So you bring that up. Yeah, now I should be able to just come all the way around the coast and follow that train line, and that will be what we flatten this whole area to. I know, again, not the most realistic thing in the world. Real cities build around terrain. You know, they grade some, but you know, they don't go through and just obliterate complete, you know, valleys and hills and all that. But again, this is a video game, so we can take liberties. So I want to bring that elevation all the way back to right there, and then run this straight through part of our hillside. I know I said I wasn't going to obliterate the hill, but I'm going to obliterate part of the hill. And I'm not drawing a very straight line. And then we're going to bring that all the way over to here, where we find that same contour line. We need to go a smaller brush. Maybe not that small. And then just find that contour line right there. Beautiful. Or maybe if you're really, really shocked by all this terraforming, it's not beautiful to you, but beautiful to you. But to me, it's beautiful. So I'm going to go through and get this area all flattened out, and then we're going to build a road, and then we'll probably wrap it up, just because I don't think there's any need to include waiting for pollution to go away in a video. It'd just be a time-lapse thing, and it wouldn't be all that interesting because it'd literally just be watching red change to orange to yellow to light blue to gone over the course of, like I said, about 2 hours. That's what it's taken. I'll just let that all happen, quote-unquote, off camera. All right, so the topography has been disrespected. I'm going to plop that guy right there for now. And then we're going to rebuild this road. That does not have a median, so we do not want a median. I just want to make sure that we are indeed. Looks like I might need to do a bit more grading, just right along that edge. So we will bring that back just a little bit farther. Not a lot. I don't want to. You know what? Actually, I'm going to go a little bit farther than that. Yep, I am. I'm going to go that far with it because I'm going to need to be able to grade or smooth all that back out. And then I want to, let's see, which part's higher? This part's higher. I want to right click here and just taper that nicely so we get a smooth climb up. And I'm going to bring this over to about there. Yeah, that'll work. And then from there, I want to create a grade that turns right about here, goes in a straight line, and connects over to that bridge. So that's going to be even more terraforming. So we know that the bridge is the highest point. So we're going to grab that high point right there at the end of the bridge. And we're going to come down here. And we're going to start right here at the end of our road. And we're going to just kind of follow a path here and just kind of eyeball it. Does not have to be perfect the first time through. But I am going to make it nice and wide so that we can then smooth out from the edges. Need to be careful right there where that water is. I want to get rid of that. Keep the feature as much as possible. And then we're just going to do one more pass right there. And cool, I have, completely obliterated things. So we're going to get rid of that tiny little curve there. We are going to put our straight road in first, which is going to go right there. 1.8%. I can live with the 1.8%. And then we're going to connect this up using guidelines and the curved road tool. And we're going to do the same right here. This might be a bit of a sharp turn. No, that'll be fine. It is still a bridge, though, which I find very odd. It looks kind of awkward. Yeah, we may need to bring that back just a little bit. So let's bring this. Is that what's wrong? It's because it's at 0? Okay. So, oh dear. Let's not do that so drastically. Now I gotta press this a bajillion times to get it to go down, don't I? Yeah. Oh well. My fault. So that would be basically flat to that segment. We want to go down a bit here. Actually, let's just bring it all the way down to the ground right here and see what that is going to look like. Let's get that back a little bit farther. Oh, I still have my curved road tool on. Try that again. That is 6.6% right there, though. So what if we just go ahead and do that? Yeah, I can't really get anything better than the 4. So that'll be fine. Cool. So let's clean up this mess that I've made. And now that we've got everything mostly reconnected, let's just... What are you? You are the welfare office. So let's come in here and grab the elevation right there. Okay, so that's a little bit... Ooh, this is many, many elevations. So we will create something of a pad for it. It's not going to be perfectly flat, but it will. It'll serve our needs just fine. So we're going to bring that back in right where it was, right off the collector. I may reorient it at a later time, but for now, it's fine right there. And then we can unpause because everything is now sorted. And I just want to smooth out, first of all, this big mound of dirt that we put in. Be very careful right there. And just kind of make it look a little better. Over here, we can do a lot of dirt pushing, like a lot. I can bring that way down here. But here by the road, I don't have as much room. So what I want to do is bring this right next to the road and make just a few passes on this. Bring that right up to the edge. And then we will go in behind here. And then I want to start taking a little bit of this hill out. Just a bit. Just so it's not as steep to get up there. And I think that'll be enough. I mean, we are going to have trucks going up there, but they're logging trucks. And I don't know. I live in an area where there's a lot of logging. And I see those things go up and down some pretty steep hills. I mean, the area I live isn't big mountains, but it's mountains. And I see those trucks tackle, even under full load, in the dirt. So some pretty steep terrain. So I think we'll be okay here. So I'm just going to smooth this out a little bit more until I'm somewhat satisfied with it. And then we will figure out what else we can look at today. And I think that's all right. We can definitely tell dirt was moved here, but you see that a lot with roadworks, that a mound was built. Maybe not, half a mile long, but still. But we are going to leave this hill in the middle. This is going to be forestry. And I'm fine with that being on a hill. So our ground pollution, as you can see, is it may have shifted a bit off the reddest color here, but if it has, not by much. There you go. We'll try to get them as lined up as we can. Yeah, we're still way up there. So I suppose I could let this run for a while. The problem is, I mean, we've got things happening in the city. Though I could probably deal with a lot of this since we're making so much money. For now, let us bring taxes down across the board so that businesses and things aren't paying as much in tax. And maybe that'll help us get some buildings, some level 5 buildings. Going on, let's see, what did that do to my budget? We were making like 2 million, now we're making 200,000. Oh, autosave 223,000. I think I'm all right with that. We could probably even go a little bit lower on residential. Yeah, we'll sit there and I'll kind of keep an eye on it. But in that pollution view, you can't see all the people complaining. But we should see a lot of that high rent going away, I would think, because they're going to have more money. And so they'll have more money to dedicate to rent, I hope. So, yeah, let's go ahead and park up right around here. And I won't do a full time lapse, but we will check in from time to time on this. But we will wrap it up once this is done. So enjoy watching a big red blob disappear. And all of our ground pollution is gone. That took a little over 2 hours, about 2 hours, 10 minutes. I want to look at some stats because I think this is interesting. We'll come out of this ugly view, though. So we started in-game. It was April 2025. It's now November 2025. So it took a few months in-game. Quick, relatively, in terms of game time, actual real-time gameplay time. That's a while. Our population actually grew by about 1,500 people. So I did notice some buildings over here that upgraded. So I'm assuming that we have just higher population or bigger bigger homes now in some of the areas. And the budget grew by just under $30 million. Just letting this thing run. What's interesting, though, and I want to come back to this point because I mentioned at the beginning of the video, that I don't like. I haven't liked the whole XP system for your progression. I don't mind getting points and choosing what I unlock. I think that's not a bad idea. I just think it should be tied to population still. That at certain population thresholds, you get some progression points because, and I think this just drives it home. We grew by 1,500 people when we began, and if I remember, I'll throw up a screenshot. The milestone progression was only about a quarter full, and now we're at about 2/3. And I've done nothing. That is literally just occasional citizen happiness and things like that popping up. I could literally just let this game run in the background for a long, long time without building a thing, amass a huge amount of money, and have a megapolis at 26,000 people. That just doesn't seem right to me. That it's just one of the weird things about the game, in my opinion. I just don't think it should work that way. I think the progression should be still tied to population. Because let's face it, a small little town in the real world isn't going to get, big city amenities. They're not going to get big city services, because they don't, one, have the budget for them, and two, for the most part, don't need some of the things that bigger cities have. Whereas, if I were to let this run, I could have massive universities and huge industrial waste complexes and just all kinds of crazy stuff that doesn't seem to really add up, in my opinion. But maybe that's just me. I think that is a big miss in Cities Skylines II that I think they could have implemented something. I know it's a game, but something that feels a bit more realistic. I'm trying to get a view where I can see all of this at once, and it doesn't look like I'm really going to get it without zooming way out. I just want to reforest this area now, and I'm going to go pretty heavy. We're starting with some oaks at 25%, covering all of this. I just want to make sure we get some really good coverage in through here, because we are, like I said, going to bring forestry back here into this middle area. Just without pollution this time, so that it will remain functioning instead of breaking down. We don't need as many trees over here because this is going to become industrial, but we'll plant a few. And then let's go with some spruce at also 25%. Actually, we'll bump that up just a little bit so we can maybe get a few more in here. It doesn't look like we're really getting all that many. We're getting a few. Okay, that's fine. As long as we've got some variety in here. And we're just going to keep going. I'm going to do 2 more tree types, 1 more at this lower percentage, and then we're going to crank one up to 100%. So there we go. And then let's get some color in here with just a few splashes of hickories. I don't want this to be everywhere, but just so there's a little bit of diversity in our tree canopy, so that it's not all just the same. Granted, these are going to take a while to grow, and I'm not going to sit here and do another time lapse of trees growing. I'll just let things happen between videos, and that will be fine. Cool. So now we are going to go into pine, and we are going to crank this all the way up to 100%, and we're going to fill in the rest of this really dense with pine. And I think that will complete everything. And if I get too close over there to the coast and get some of the water, we can fix that. I'm not worried about precision right now. I'm just worried about getting trees in this area. And it looks like we've just about covered everything. I'm not seeing too many dots pop up. So yeah, if we zoom in, we can see we're going to have ourselves a lovely forest eventually as it tries to go to potato mode. Looks like it tried, but I think we avoided it. So our population was what, around 24, 25, or not population, but unemployment was around 24, 25%. And we're down to 9.8%, even though our population went up. And again, I have not built a single thing during the entire time I was waiting for pollution to go down. So my theory is, we're going to test that we've got a lot of level 5 industry and offices. So if we look in building level, and sure enough, yeah, a lot of these have hit level 4, almost level 5. So they've just got room for a lot of employees. 41 people there. It's looking pretty good. I think we're looking pretty fantastic. One thing that I'm sure is a problem right now is education, though. Yeah, but we'll address that very soon. So the conclusion, the whole point of this series, this is a different update since the last time I recorded the video, and it's getting better. Cities Skylines 2 is still not there. We still have a long way to go. I think mod support is going to be a really, really good kick in the pants in a good way. I do know that there are mods available now if I wanted to use them, but I don't want to, simply because it was bad enough with Cities Skylines 1 when new updates had come out. And where is there a car crash here? What? Traffic accident. I see. It must be in the building. But anyways, when new updates had come out, in Cities Skylines 1, dude, you could go a few days being unable to play your game while you waited for mods to update. And towards the end of its life, it got better, and mods were updated as everything came out. I'm just curious of building levels down through here. Yeah, I did see a lot of upgrades happening here, and that's reflected. Still really low on all of these, despite a lot of wealthy residents. I'm really surprised that these are all just sitting here at level 1 still. I'm not really sure how to get those to level up. I may have to look into that. But mod support's going to be a good thing, but I don't want to mess with them until it's official, because even then, updates to the game are going to break mods. But I'd rather there be an easy way for them to be, patched through official distribution channels, rather than, that is way denser than I expected it to be. But rather than, having to rely on a third-party tool in order to get a mod updated. It's just not something I want to deal with. I just don't think that's the way I want to go. So I'm not messing with mods, most likely until official mod support's here, probably sometime next year. There is one more update that'll come this year. I'll probably record 1 or 2 more videos on this update, so we'll keep track of it, but it's getting there. I am enjoying the game now. There are still some things that frustrate me about it that we've covered exhaustively. But overall, I think we're looking pretty good. So I hope you've enjoyed this one today. I know that watching pollution disappear wasn't the most exciting, but I think we've made a very good decision in moving our industry over here so that all of that air pollution is just carried out to sea, where it's not really going to impact anything. And we'll be able to reestablish our forestry back here and do some cool things with residential over here. Basically, we're going to take the density for residential that we had and move it to over here. We may, like I said, bring the farms back in, maybe the quarry. Not 100% certain. We'll have to look at it. But until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.